Plantar fasciitis. The two words no runner ever wants to hear. Want to know an easy way to start dealing with it? Or better yet, how to prevent it from ever happening? Keep watching because I'm going to show you my go-to sequence for dealing with this crippling issue. What's up guys, Matt Pippin here, and I've been a strength and mobility coach for over 15 years, helping over 1,000 professional, collegiate, and everyday athletes move, feel, and perform at their highest level. And today, I'm going to show you 2 exercises that will target your arches and toes so you can kick that plantar fasciitis to the curb and get back to running without pain. Now, plantar fasciitis happens when you don't take care of your feet, and that tissue right here in your arch, also known as the plantar fascia, gets stiff and weak. And when that happens and you go out for a run, for example, that tissue becomes inflamed and can possibly tear. Now the biggest culprit in this is, as a society, we spend so much time in cushioned, heeled shoes that our feet basically turn off. I like to think of shoes as little coffins where feet go to die. No bueno, right? However, there is hope, and I'll show you how in today's coaching. All you need is a tennis ball or lacrosse ball, something about this size, and a few minutes to start giving your feet some TLC. Now, first up in this sequence is working on those arches so we can wake up that tissue and start relieving some of that tightness. Now, to start out, you're going to take this ball. So like I said, you can use a tennis ball, a lacrosse ball. Tennis ball you might want to start out with, especially if it's already tender. And then as you go over time, you can start to kind of increase the intensity of the ball, because like the lacrosse ball is really, really hard. So start out easy. You just want to make sure you're not causing pain. That is the biggest thing. This should feel good, not make tears come out of your eyes. So to start with, put the ball on the floor. Now I'm going to start out with my right foot. So I got most of my weight on my left, and now I'm going to gently start to roll my foot. Now, I like to think attacking from the bone to this bone. So it's like the ball of your foot to your heel. I'm just going to slowly start rolling back and forth. So I'm maybe putting like 1 to 2 pounds of pressure. So you can guys kind of see from the side here, I'm just kind of rolling back and forth. Now, most likely, you're going to feel like a spot. Like, whoom, it's just going to like send electricity up through you. Back off when you feel that. Make a mental note where it is. And just keep an idea, because we're going to go back and play with that. So right now, I like to think we're kind of giving ourselves a foot massage. This should feel really good. I shouldn't be in tears. I should just be nice and easy. Now you can see I shifted my foot inward a little bit, so the ball's a little bit more on the outside. Now go play with that. Go explore. Okay? Everyone's foot is different, so everyone's going to have different little tender spots. So now I'm kind of more on the inside, hitting a little bit more of that arch. Good, nice and smooth. So now we're going to go back to that first tender spot that you felt. Now if you felt like 10 tender spots, then you got some work to do today. But go back to that first one and just kind of sit right on it. So right now I want you to think, you can look at my feet, I'm going to try to curl my toes so it's like I'm activating that tissue on the spot where the ball is. So I'm going to crunch in. I'm just going to do that for a 3 count. 1, 2, 3, I'm going to relax, I'm going to open my foot, and then I'm going to sink a little bit deeper into it. It's kind of like the ball is like melting into that tissue. Still don't cause pain, just be calm. This is nice and easy stuff. So let's do that again. Close the toes down on it for a 3 count. 1, 2, I'm turning that tissue on that's being pinned by the ball. Relax it, and now open the toes, which is going to stretch that tissue with that ball. Let's do that one more time. So we're always going to do like a sequence of 3 reps for 3 seconds. Close down, hold it. 1, 2, 3, open, spread the toes, sink a little bit deeper into that. Now you should feel that tissue kind of calm down a little bit. So if you had multiple spots, go do that exact same sequence. So to recap, you find the spot, you close the toes down, so I'm contracting that arch. Do it for a 3 count, pause, and then slowly open that, and repeat that 3 times total, okay? So you obviously want to go do this on your other foot. So if you need to, just hit pause, rewind, go do your left foot, because you want to make sure you prep your arches before we go into our next exercise. So now that our arches are all nice and kind of loosened up, it's time to strengthen it by attacking our toes. Yes, our toes. Right now, if you kind of go and wiggle your toes in and out, you're going to feel how connected it is to your arch, right? And so when we build strength in our toes by getting them to flex and extend like so, that's when we start to get our arch to get nice and strong, and we can protect that plantar fascia. So you can take your ball and put it away. So to begin, I'm going to do the right foot, and eventually you guys can start to do these exercises with both feet at the same time. But if this is your first time ever doing toe cars, try one, because it is not easy and you're going to struggle with this. So what I want to think about, we have 4 different things that we do here. So the first one is, I want to have everything start down the bottom. I want to make sure my foot is even. So I don't want to be rolling onto the outside, and I don't want to be rolling onto the inside, because it's going to want to happen because your body's going to want to cheat. So just try to keep your foot down. So from here, I want to keep my 4 toes down, and I'm going to lift only my big toe up. Now, if that didn't happen when you tried to do it, you're just staring down there and it just flicks, you can manually go down and pull it up, see if you can keep it there, and then let go, and then slowly let it come back down. Now, it might just plop back down. That's okay. Practice. So we're going to do 5 reps, up and back down. Resist the urge to roll onto the outside of your foot. So I'm keeping those toes down while lifting my big toe. Now, trust me guys, this took a lot of practice to be able to do. So I did 5 reps with my big toe. Now I'm going to do the same thing with my other 4 toes. So I want to drive my big toe down, and you'll feel that arch kind of turn on a little bit. Keep him down, and then try to pick your 4 toes up without rolling inward. Once again, if you can't do that, hold the big toe down, and then just try to pick your toes up. And then come back down. Let's get 4 more. Big toe down, 4 toes up, and down. Up, and down, back up. Try to spread those little piggies, and down. Last one, up, and down. Shake your foot out. So it's tiring, isn't it? It's also a mental drain too. So the next thing we're going to do is now we're going to pick everything up. So even if your toes can't get as high as mine, that's fine. Just do the best you can. You can always just kind of come down here and pull up on them to get them a stretch. So now we're going to try to keep the 4 toes up and touch that big toe down. This is probably the most challenging for me. Just a strange sensation, but I feel my arch kind of come to life right now. Come back up. Big toe only down. Back up and down. Back up and down. To make sure you're not rolling to the inside. Keep that big, almost like your little pinky toe stays almost down. Back down, up, back down, and up. Shake it out. All right, so last, we're going to try to keep the big toe up, touch the 4 toes down. Back up, and down. Back up. Once again, if you struggle with this, you can always go down and manually hold your big toe. It's not cheating, it's just helping you bridge that connection so your brain can figure out what you're trying to ask it to do. Good. Last one. Coming down, and back up. It's kind of funny when you think about it, like we're spending all this time to work on our feet. But if you think about, especially if you're a runner, what comes in contact with the ground? It's your foot. So that's your foundation. So if you make all of this really, really good, this is even going to have a trickle effect up the chain. So your hips are going to move better, your knees are going to move better, everything's just going to be better. Now, we obviously want to make sure that we both of our feet kind of get a little bit of love. So rewind this video again, and that way you can go back and attack your left foot. That way you guys aren't kind of walking around in circles when you're out there running. Now, I said this earlier, but once you get pretty good at this, you roll both your feet out, and then you can go and you can start doing both your feet at the same time. It takes a lot of practice, but eventually it kind of saves some time once you get down the road. So a great time to perform this sequence is right before running, or if you can't do it then, just get it in sometime throughout the day. And you can do this every single day and progress by increasing the reps of your toe movements up to 10 reps for each toe. Now give this a try, and if you found this coaching helpful, Give me a like or a share so I know what tips you guys want to see more of. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you're not missing out on all the awesome content we have coming your way. Take it easy, guys. Remember to be strong, be mobile.